Hello, lords and ladies. We're gonna be playing some Crusader Kings 3 again. Now, unfortunately, our save from the last time we were playing Crusader Kings 3 got corrupted. I don't know how. I believe there was an update to the game, a minor update, and it corrupted some of the mods we had. So, needless to say, we have to start over again. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be starting in the 867 date again. Although this time instead of Wrath of the Northmen, I think we're gonna go with the new recommended start, the Great Adventurers. And of course, we're gonna play as our own ruler. ModCon ended yesterday. I think they raised 11, almost 12,000 for charity. It's pretty good. Well, very good. Alright, so once again, we're just gonna go ahead and hit random character. And then we are going to create an adventurer based on where we land. And then I think, well, we'll decide a final destination after we see where we start, but we want to travel a lot is the goal. We want to, settle down, get some land between like 35, well, 32 and 35. But yeah. Random character. Give us a random start spot. Okay, so not quite in Al Arabia, but in this little county outskirt of it. So I think since we started there, we could either go around, we could follow the coast, end up over here in the east, or we could head up, follow the opposite coast, and end up over here in the west. I think we're gonna head east just because that seems like a bit of a longer journey. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah. That is the plan. That is the plan. Let's create the Gilded Knight. Male. Let's see. For their education, the Gilded Knights. Thinking either. I think it would be either Exalted, well, either Martial or Stewardship. So what we're gonna do is, right? I also decided this while I was off stream. Add some randomness to it. I'm gonna pull up a number generator real quick, or a number picker, whatever you wanna decide it is. And so for our options, we're gonna be let's see, do I want to do this? Do we want to decide between the two first, or we want to just run through all 10 options? So either we're going to be a steward focus or a martial focus. I think those are the two that best fit. So those are 10 options. 1 through 5 are the 5 ranks of stewardship, and then 6 through 10 are the 5 ranks of marshal. We got 8, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're a skilled tactician. Okay, not the best, not the worst either, though. Gonna be 8. Oh no, we're gonna be 16, but I like to leave it at that because when you generate the appearance, that actually gives you facial hair, and for some reason, every time I've lowered my character age below 16, and at least before, I don't know if it's still a problem, or 16, basically before they generate facial hair, my character just never fucking develops it, and I don't know about y'all, but I have facial hair, and the idea of just never developing is kind of crazy. Nothing against those who can't though, but yeah, I kind of want that. So let's see for our knight. It's gonna be diligent, of course. Temperate would boost our stewardship. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's knightly to be temperate. Diligent, temperate, brave, ambitious. Would he be gregarious? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Just, of course, he's a knight. Honest. We're gonna leave honest off just because he's the gilded knight. He's a knight of gold, bruh. So he doesn't necessarily have to be honest as long as he's just. Yeah, okay. Some mental gymnastics, but I think that works. I think that works. And what else? I always get eccentric just because I feel like it adds some nice little events and whatnot that can happen. I think that's good. So he's diligent, temperate, brave, ambitious, gregarious, and just, as well as a little eccentric. As for the other traits, aspiring blade master makes sense. Eagle reveler makes sense. Hunter would make sense. Gallant would make sense, but we're gonna leave that because that can be actually something we can get later on. Of course, he's a wise man, not necessarily a physician or an herbalist, but he could be a gardener in his pastime. Actually, herbalist would make sense, healing people on the battlefield and whatnot, but not as physician, no. Or so like he can identify herbs and whatnot, but he's not a physician. That makes sense. I believe it's not quite physician. Journaler makes sense. Athletic makes sense. Confider. I mean, he is gregarious, but I don't know. I guess he could be a confider. Of course, he's gonna have the best genetics for the Gilded family. Of course, of course. Beautiful, a genius, Herculean, pure-blooded, fecund, strong, shrewd. I don't know about any of those. Berserker. Those would be nice, but they don't necessarily fit given where he's from. Poet, he could be a poet, definitely. Yeah, I guess that makes sense for the Gilded Knight. Loyal. Yeah, it makes sense for a knight to be loyal. Logistician. It's not necessarily something like aggressive attacker. Yes. Yes. Flexible. Yes. Desert makes sense for its location. organizer. Conqueror, of course, because we're definitely going to conquer lands in the future. That's why we're the Gilded Knight of the Dragon Legion, soon to be Lord. He hasn't done a tournament yet. Traveler would make sense since he is a adventurer. Knight Errant definitely. He's definitely done some merchantry, exploring. Scheming adept? Unfortunately not. No. No. Alright, boom. I'm gonna max our martial, of course. As I said in the previous playthrough, always try to max out the main stat just because I'm not playing for freaking well, I mean, some difficulty, but I'm not playing for the purest aspect of the game. I'm playing for role playing, right? That's why I play this game, to role play. That is my intent, which I don't think is really all that I'm getting, and frankly, amongst CK3 players. Maxed Marshall. Let's hit the randomizer a few times, get some nice facial hair. Come on. Alright, we'll take that. Change the appearance, customize further. Low body fat, max bust, max height. Bring this to the center. Facial structure. Definitely gotta give him a defined chin. Low cheek fat. Chin definition to the max. Detail to the max. Where's the other definitions? Jaw definition. Gotta have a defined jaw. Temples defined. We gotta make the great gilded knight's eyes. Put those in the center as well. Hair, we're not gonna change the style or anything. Put the color in the center. Let's bring it down a little more so. Reach that area he's at. Boom. The Gilded Knights. Mortifer, of course. And then the dynasty is, of course, going to be the Gilded Dynasty. Let's randomize. Sure, we'll take that. We'll adjust it, though. Make that. Or yeah. Boom. The bird's gonna be gold, of course. Now we should probably change this. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll change this to a green. Dark green. And we'll change this to a light green. Boom. The Gilded Dynasty. The Dragon Legion. That's a dragon, bruh. Boom. We're for Gilded. Sounds about right to me. We've got average intrigue, but excellent other stats and maxed out martial. We're a skilled tactician. 16 years of age, bro. Look at him. Young Gilded. or Arab, Badawi, Islam, Asharism is our religion and culture. And yeah, let's get it done. Submit. And let's start our adventuring. We've seen this before. This time we're gonna choose those to be an army someday, or at least I count some good scrappers. Prowess or martial. I'm gonna go with prowess just because that'll boost our knights. Alright, gonna up the time to 4. Oh yeah, there's a new mod that was added to the mod list. Basically allows us to create a gilded family. I think we're just gonna do a basic mom and dad. And that's about it. I think this is actually just one component of a larger collection of mods that are supposed to expand the familial and basically relations system with everyone. I came to the Silver Crucible from Humble Origins. Exactly as I appear, nothing more, nothing less. Father's gotta be good at martial as well. Let's make him young. Use identical. Use these settings. Boom. Let's see what we got. Not bad, not bad. Is there anything you want to change? Yeah, you can't be lazy, bruh. It's gotta be diligent. Physical, good, stress. Nope. Let's make him athletic instead. Flaws already got none. Special. Sure. Actually, I think. Nah, I think that's a bit too much. We'll make him loyal. Duality, alright, he's straight. Oh. Check on my mother. No. I'll make her the steward one. Use these settings. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see if we can't get a 4-star like our father. Alright, bam. Why does she look so fucked up though? I don't know. That's mother for you. Personality, honest, ambitious, not callous, temperate. Education, alright, she got the 4-star. Lifestyle. Administrator's alright. Physical, call me instead. Stress, nah. Journaler, flaws, none. Special, she can be loyal as well. Boom, that sounds about right. Alright, it's just us now. Nah, everyone's fine. Nothing bad has happened. Alright, boom. That's taken care of. Of course, we're gonna choose the marshal. Let's decide our camp purpose. This time we're gonna go with swords for hire since we have the martial education. Again, off rip. Gotta upgrade that Pavilion, first order of business. Different notifications. Our military. All y'all are going to war, including you, Father Al-Mukhtar. I don't really like these light footmen, but we don't have money for these. This is what we want. Yes, alright. We'll work our way towards that. Do we have anyone that's good at it? It's okay. Well, there's an excellent caravan master. We'll have her improve her skills. Second, father's an excellent second. Alright, fantastic. Stooge, bodyguard, they're both average. I don't want no average bodyguard. Oh, our father is a good head missionary. Okay. Okay, Pops. We could visit the castle holding, but we're kind of low on funds right now. We don't need provisions. Let's go ahead and hold a mystical communion. Get some bonuses, some experience. We're good on stress. The Roman poet Virgil is famed throughout the world as a poet, magician, and prophet. There is a tradition of using his poetry, particularly in the Aeneid, to receive advice or predict the future. We'll gain some piety, a positive or occasionally negative modifiers depending on the result of the divination. If good, we'll get whether it's good or bad, we'll get modifiers based on our traits, level of devotion, diplomacy, and learning. There's a higher chance of a better result if I visit the crypt of Neo activity. I don't see it. Alright, let's continue reading though. Historical context. Bibliomancy, form of bibliomancy. President King Charles I of England to have used Sortes regiments to predict his future during the English Civil War. Alright, we'll do that. See if we can get some bonuses. Divination by Sortes vigilance, as it is known, is an ancient art dating back to Roman times. For centuries, we've turned to the wise words of post-Virgil to understand the future. Today, I decided to draw lots with the famed poet's poetry. I found a copy of the Aeneid, Virgil's towering epic, and his greatest work, and gingerly opened to a page. The passage I picked is definitely not an obvious one. If I can interpret the passage properly, I can discern the advice it is trying to impart on me about my current circumstances. Let's study them carefully. We got some piety, and we got Sortes vigilance for 10 years. So those in our dynasty gain plus 5 bonus from so our mom and pops and from children or marry. They'll like us better for the next 10 years. Alright, not the most useful now, but still nice to have one. Go ahead. Debugging issues. We're going to fix that right now. Alright, boom. And for our first one, let me go ahead with this. Create a work of learning. Writers from all across the land are directed to the Wali Quazon's castle for gainful scribing work. Qualified success will get some gold, some provisions, and some opinion. Regular success will gain that as well as some additional prestige, and will be added to our patrons and will progress our legacy. Decision. And if we get exceptional, we'll get all of that, but the amounts will be boosted. Sure, why not? I need to drink some water. I hum as I look around while each of our study. Plenty of scripts, manuscripts, and short stories gathered here in neat stacks and lined up on shelves. A piece of work isn't necessarily judged by its length, surely. Even the mention of a single word can invoke complex emotions. But first things first, what size of work do I have to make? The creation will be exhaustive. And this will... 45 chapters, there's no chance of a skill point on the last chapter. And we also like to accept steps. And we shall advance time. Keep down a blank page of Alright. Appreciate it. Go sick. Sorry, I broke. I did see what's on. I peer down at the blank page in front of me. Words. Why is it so difficult to start? The pen gently stroking my chin, I carefully wonder what the meaning should be about. I'll give our a scripture pertaining to the art of warfare, a valid point for me to consider. Now, where do I start off? My military knowledge translate that. I think that makes sense right with that. No success, bet. Municipal community reputation. My municipal practices, I have apparently developed a reputation. People don't know what it is I do exactly, but they know that they don't want to cross me on doubt. It's ridiculous, but perhaps it's not entirely a bad thing. Sure, they may be afraid that the souls will make them. As I sit writing, I enjoy delightful birdsong, finding its way in from magnificent gardens of North Jafal. Once in a while, when not out and about, while Jafar pops his head in the study, peering at my ink-blotchy pages of progress, he hums and then leaves, seemingly busy with more important matters. Acknowledging this, I then move on to a more pertinent question, trying to decide if I should keep writing on the turn, or if it would be possible to fight. 91, 91, 95, 91, 90. I think we're gonna go with 95. Oh wait, but I can get 7. I'll go with this one. I want to risk it, or I just want to continue with the martial one, with the hey, no success, okay. I pass quickly as I sit by the lectern, recording my minute observations and perspectives on military matters. The daylight fades outside, and I sit back in my while the enjoying the hospitality that comes with being able to survive. Knowing this, I move on to the more pertinent question from side. Yeah, that's the same question as the last one. 92, 84, 83, CC, I'm not liking CC, I'm going to sit to 92, if I'm being honest. Another 7% tick up Anders, perhaps. Hey! Once again. So, we continue writing, servants pop occasionally, cleaning a room, or providing morsels of food, but always taking utmost care to be silent and quickly the door way out. Should I switch it up, or continue with the martial? CC, I doesn't get worse, so we're gonna stay with the high. That just makes the most sense. This should be able to solve far, certainly. Please have setting up, as I do with the last few short of hospitality, now that work here is coming to an end. Are servants stingier with food now? No, or am I imagining things? So I reflect over that and decide how I shall end it. Yeah, we'll continue over the look at prestige. Jafar flips through the pages of the manuscript, stopping to contemplate a place for each page. I'll say. He turns and gently hands the manuscript to the attendant. Have you seen this? I may just put this on display, such a mind-boggling piece of scripture. Softly about it, he leans in seriously. I particularly like that piece of marginalia. Well done. Enjoy your rewards, and do let me know if you ever find yourself back in North Jabal. Muslim. I proudly stretch and nod. One wonder in the world. And it looks like, I believe, an exceptional success. Alright, let's pause real quick. We're not gonna make use of that yet, so we're gonna escort this emissary though. And try to aim for an exceptional success here as well. The delegate from Magistrate Shukari of Aswan saunters through the flat of my great tent. Greetings, adventurers, speaks an envoy. Many are the roads this road and treasures. If you work for Aswan, my liege pay well for your expertise. Sheikh Nura of Aswan am a most loyal servant of the magistrate. It is in his word I must carry the cert to the hall of Ajalid al-Kahir. Guide me, protect me, and entrust my missive does not fall prey to prying eyes. Sheikh Nura shall travel safely and swiftly. See if we can find for those peoples. And we can't make case. Oh, this one's travel speed. With that. Moving back off the nah, we'll just stick with the free. So travel. We visited a place, gained some prestige, some stewardship, and some wise man wander experience. As I'm looking to market stalls in Gamin, I feel my purse from hut beside me and I disappear in the crowd. Only through pure coincidence, one of my guards sees me as he heads into a back alley. Stop, I'll have your head. One of my guards shouts at him and he turns around, giving us an angry, shifty stare. Is this guy? 4 and 22 now. This is a good thief. Callous and stubborn. I mean, his personality's not the best, but I'm 19. We can mold him. You can keep the 5 boys at first pay. Let's go. I get early in the early morning, can't help laying out a loud yawn. Stretching, I make way out of my tent to see that people are already moving about. I notice Kumar heading off with what looks like a makeshift fishing rod through all the noise and bustle. Where are you off to? I ask her. She responds with a nonchalant shrug. It's a nice day for fishing. Sure, sounds like a good idea. Why not? We gain some more experience and traits. More lifestyle experience and more trait experience. We're visiting another place. As we walk through the streets of Masir, there's a loud ruckus by the market stalls, so soon yelling at one another. Before we can make our way there, a man has already stepped between and talked them down. See, it will be fine, because the man with a smile, and hands him a coin. And with that simple act of kind generosity, everything returns to normalcy. He turns to us as we approach. No banner mark telling me of any easy work. Perhaps a wandering night. I don't know this one. So worst martial education man, mine's only mediocre. He's got 10 martial total. Browse is bad. But I mean, come on. I really gotta be so honest. I'm definitely not giving 25 gold. I'm not giving 10 gold. Yeah, I don't have time for this. Starting by town in Cleveland travels, the locals have showered me with great esteem. People here did not expect someone like myself to visit their humble summit. Some of the local leaders are suggesting that I should be there. These leaders will show me around the area, leave a good impression on me, but the town and its surroundings is what people chill here. Good on my study board. Say 5 lecture games or 5-year boost, I mean, why not? Saying on these brassy candies. Alright, let's finally arrived at our destination. I was brought before Ajali al-Kahir myself. You have come at my acquaintance, magistrate Shakari's behest to know on what business. Shaka, Nura, of Aswan steps forward. Worthy Ajali al-Kahir. I speak from Magistrate Shakir of Aswan, but the message is fit for your ears alone. Come, answers the inquiry. You speak, chambers. Captain Murder, your service is noted. You may remain at Desert Castle. Okay, another exceptional success. Let's go. And all back. But who the city burned and raised the eastern desert? The mercenaries of Escandaria. We sit in a quiet tavern in Escandaria. When a loud band of wicked-looking soldiers come partying, their British leader pushes one of my guards aside and graciously sits down at a table. A nobleman, my lord, interested in the services of the best band of mercenaries in Escandaria. New loyal you'll never find, at least if you pay us properly. I'll be, he sure as hell walks the walk, and he may just be able to talk the talk. Brilliant strategist, starring blade master, defender, hail, he's, oh god damn, he's great. Army of 600 men. I can pay 20 for his team, and it's because of time. Yeah, I think like that. Bada boom, excellent bodyguard. Recruited a link follower. So this is like, please follower. Well, I'll be that day. I mean, that's too short, but I would like him. He's not in my personal position. Why the fuck? This dude who's a brilliant strategist with 18 prowess, 16 martial, Herculean fucking physique, which is insane considering he looks emancipated, bro. Simple call. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm not gonna be my position, bro. I'll tell you that. Because your ass is the amount of like on the night, bro. It's so rebuckle, but you're just not fit for that role, okay? You're just not. You're not. That's your role. You're not in the position. What are you, fucking starving or something? I'm like, why are you my guy? My god. So, we'll feed you just fine over here. My way back to the eastern desert. Al-Mukhtar's most recent foe slumps down, panting and defeat, wrestling at fairly popular starting most mercenaries. Obvious reasons, but Al-Mukhtar pursues it like it's an art form. I sometimes wonder if he wouldn't prefer to fight barehanded, eating no weapon. The man sees my pondering look, raises his fist in a polite, mocking jest. Well, what about it? Chaw! Are you worried for an imminent loser? What? Now the fuck did I lose? You may have won today, but trust me, that's crazy. The high altitude and brisk air of Al-Qasir has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training I haven't seen before. I'm moving closer, failing to restrain in my curiosity. While doing so, I'm approached by local captain Sergeant. You like to join in, my lord? More you up for the challenge? Sure, it sounds like games and traits, shall we? Rough and expert. Hey, see? Yes, see? How did I get defeated? Question century. So, we're trying to go around here, right? So, next capital is this, or we can go for this one. So, I don't know the way there. What? We'll make our way over. So, first, we'll just move the camp so we can get contact. Watch first. Best I got CC to get ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself. So, we need to visit the holding. If anybody is worth recruiting. Let us visit the local training ground. The local master on the dual round snort continues. This insistent looking over my shoulder, questioning my. He's talking smack, ain't he's not even worth recruiting, but I'll train with him. Increase my dice, okay. Walking back to the castle gates from the training grounds. See any able bodies at the garrison? Nope. They'll live our bonds, so when you're old as fuck, well, it's some gold. Damn. If I'm losing, I'm gonna fall. Wouldn't mind hearing a story or two. show gold for some experience. We'll take it. Fair trade. Okay, intriguing. If, we're fucking learning and diplomacy or something. Intriguing, learning and fucking intrigue to be swapped, though. I think we're gonna go with Shaw. Do I even have gold? I don't think I do. Nope. Okay, on second thought, if I'm a broke boy, did I commit you? Yeah, 60 gold. I mean, she has. Yeah, okay. That's a lot. Sorry, I needed it. Yeah, bro. What the fuck? Okay, bro. Fuck it. Okay, let's move the camp over to here. Start moving the camp.